Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. Dipal Shah joining us now. It's exciting to have her here. She's a gorgeous woman who's so successful, so talented, and her business is all about helping others, right? Ananda Life, could you explain a little bit about what you do, darling?
Definitely. So my name is Dipal Shah once again, and I am a mindset and transformation expert, and I'm helping people to connect with their body intuitively so that they can heal themselves and have a life worth living.
Wow. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. What brought you into this field? And yeah, give us a little introduction if you don't mind.
Definitely. So this is my passion, and it didn't just happen one day. I didn't just wake up and said, "Oh, I want to help people all around the world." It actually grew out of my own disability, I guess I could call it. I had a career in pharmaceuticals as a pharmaceutical representative, but due to the stress and years of unhappiness in my position, I decided to stay home with my kids and raise my children. But my goal after leaving my job was to strengthen and heal myself, which I'll tell you that it takes a lot of courage to heal oneself. We always think that there's nothing wrong with us.
Yeah.
And we think that we're just, stress is not a big deal, but it's more than a big deal, especially right now in this day and age, not only for the adults, but also for children. And it wasn't easy to start the process because, like I said, that mindset has to change. And I was tired of my cabinet overflowing with medicine, visits to the doctor, and I was dealing with digestive problems. And that is very, very common in so many people. And it was debilitating to me where I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't sit, I couldn't even breathe. That's how much it impacted me. I've had kidney stones, UTI, yeast overgrowth, ulcers, depression, panic attacks, anxiety, PTSD. I mean, it was one layer after another just showing up. And once I left my job and took that time to take care of myself, I lived day by day, just healing my body with alternative medicine, such as yoga, meditating, self improvement techniques, doing affirmations, and best of all was energy healing. And with energy healing, I had profound shifts where my body just exploded with healing.
Wow.
And I saw tremendous differences, not just within days,
Mm-hmm.
within minutes after the session. Of course, the sessions are intense sometimes because a lot of emotions do come up, a lot of things that are trapped in our body
Yep.
that we don't even
Promise.
know,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's when my healing started. And I learned so much from energy healing. And so I wanted to help others, and I don't just work with just energy healing, but I help give people the advice, the suggestions that they could do so that they could live a fulfilling, healthy, and a wonderful life of their dreams. And it's so important right now more than ever that we reduce that fight or flight reaction from our bodies because everybody's trying to get somewhere, except it's easy for life to get in the way and veer us in a different direction. So I want to put people back on their path and back on their journey so that they love life.
Great. And speaking of your website, let's just point that out here for our everyone.
It is anandaforlife.com. It's ANANDA, the number 4life.com.
Perfect. Well, let's talk a little about alternative healing in general. And now, what would you say to someone out there who may be a little skeptical about this?
Well, there's a lot of reasons that you might be skeptical, right? Because maybe you've never tried energy healing. I was very skeptical. However, I realized that if I don't try something new, I'm never going
Never know. Yep.
to be able to heal my body, right? And we are skeptical. Even when I go to the doctor, I'm kind of skeptical as to, well, is the medicine he's going to give me for real? Is it going to work?
Mm-hmm.
And so we have these doubts and fears. So if you really want, if you're somebody new to energy healing, go to my website, go to anandaforlife.com, and you can sign up for a 15-minute free consultation, and I'll walk you through what your body needs right now. And if you're somebody that just wants to dive in, you could go ahead and go to the healing section. I have a membership that you can dive right into. And we do group calls in that membership, as well as a lot of other opportunities within the membership. And that's the most popular part of Ananda for Life.
Great. And you say you are medical intuitive, right? So you start talking to someone. How do you feel like what's going on with them? Just curious
Right.
how it works.
Exactly. So what happens is that when you come to me during a session, I will connect with people remotely because I have a global clientele. So I'll connect with you via phone or video, and we'll discuss what's going on in your life, because everything that's going on in your body is affected by your relationships
Yeah.
with your career, with your life, your wealth, your abundance. Everything is connected. And so I'll intuitively scan, I'll read your aura and
Oh,
other energy channels. So the body systems and organs, I'll give you a percentage of what I see that's working well and
wow.
what needs some help. And so we'll go through all of that. But most of all, I see the blocks as energy, as vibration. And so they show up as thoughts, feelings, emotions, and limits, because those are the things that we hold on to the most. These blocks can present themselves to me as colors, life force energy restrictions, or disruptions. And so when this happens, I clear the blocked energy and I'll talk to your body. I'll ask it, what do you need to heal right now? How could I assist you? And so I'll use sound healing, chanting, or a mantra to break up and realign the energy patterns. And this helps people in so many ways. You're going to feel lighter, you're going to feel stronger, you're going to feel more energetic, and best of all, a lot more clear-headed. Because we're not just working the body, we're working the mind
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And the mind has a lot to do with how we feel in our body. So it's a 30 to 45-minute session, depending on what you'd like. And then, of course, at the end, we'll discuss what's going on and what needs to be done further if you'd like to work together some more. Now, no session is a cookie cutter session because everybody is unique. So you get a personalized session. And so that's how we work. And you could be anywhere in the world. I have people in 92 different countries.
Oh my goodness.
And
Wow.
I have worked with thousands and thousands, over 6,000 people in the last 5 to 6 years of my business opening. So it is such an honor. And every day I go to work and it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
It's like fulfilling my purpose. And you know how that feels,
Yeah,
Jill.
of course. And you know what? The great thing on your website, when you log on to Ananda for Life, there's a whole bunch of testimonials about what people say about the work you do and you've done and how you've helped them. So that says so much. I mean, 92 countries, thousands of people. You clearly are doing something right. So thank you for sharing. So we listen, you connect, scan the body and energy fields, and then you realign, right? I know you mentioned breathing's important, meditation's important, and this is exciting. So you have a free offer as well on the website, right? The free stress relief guide. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so a lot of people right now, like I mentioned, stress, we're always in fight or flight. It's like we can't live without our buddy stress. And so I decided to come up with these ancient yogic techniques that help you release stress. Anybody can talk about stress and give you simple tips, as to how to release stress, but I give you specific techniques. For example, here's one of the techniques that you can use as well, is just pushing. There's an acupressure point right here, right in the middle of your lip, right above your lip.
Okay.
And you can actually push on that point for just about a minute or so and just kind of rub it a little bit. as you turn, you're moving your thumb in
Okay.
a clockwise and counterclockwise positions,
Okay.
and it'll release stress within 30 seconds or less.
Okay, I'm gonna
It is
try that.
so
I would sit here for a
powerful.
minute, but I don't wanna look like I'm picking my nose, so I'll do it later, but thank you.
There's a couple of techniques in there,
Awesome.
and it's a whole PDF.
Yeah.
So take a look at that. There's also two energy infused MP3s. One is the sleep MP3. So if you're having trouble sleeping, then it's a definitely one that you need. It's better than Ambien.
Got it. Oh my god, I used to take
And
that. Yes.
I did too. When I would travel, I was like, I need Ambien. And then I wouldn't sleep. And
But
that's
then I started waking up with food in my bed, bags of potato chips, not remembering how it got there, and then you look at some of the side effects of these medications, and it's like sleepwalking, it's like insomnia. I'm like, "Wait, it's supposed to help me sleep." Yeah, so yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I stopped using that as well, and then, trees and stuff started melting. So again, regular medication may not, like, be good. This alternative medicine or even in conjunction, right? The Eastern and
Exactly.
Western medicine philosophies together can really help so many people. Now, could you explain exactly, what your company offers, if you don't mind? I know there's a lot.
Yeah, there is, but there is certain things that I feel that if somebody wants to start right away, then they can definitely go to anandaforlife.com. Like I said, if you're new to my work, just set up a 15-minute consultation and I'll guide you through the whole process of what you need and what would work best for you at this time and stage in your life. For those that want to dive right in, there is the membership. And then for those that want to learn energy healing, I actually do have a mentorship program where I teach you how to heal your body and how to heal others. It's an entire program
Wow.
where you go through level 1, level 2, and then you can also create a business. A lot of modalities out there. You do the modality, you learn the technique, but then you're not sure what to do with it. And so many people that come to me, my clientele, they are they're actually celebrities, air hostess, nurses, teachers, and all these people want to learn energy healing, not just for themselves but for their families, or they want to create a business, they just don't know how. And so for those who really want to learn, this is an amazing, amazing program. I just had 25 people graduate yesterday from the program. And
Hey.
because it's done globally, we do it via Zoom. You don't
Yep.
have to go anywhere. You're in your home and you learn all the tools and techniques that you need so that you're not running to the doctor every time. And, you mentioned, medication, Jill. I'm not opposed to it. Trust me, I was a pharmaceutical rep, so I
I
was
know you
all
used to
for
work.
it. I'm like, yeah, you've got this, I've got this.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I feel that through my learning experience, I know that the body has a natural ability to heal. And once we can trigger that and help people, you know, create that mindset and clear the subconscious programs that we have instilled within us from childhood, I feel like we can immediately help our bodies heal themselves. And science has proven again and again that the body can heal itself. And there are so many tests being done with placebo,
Yeah.
and you hear it all the time that this person was supposed to have knee surgery because they couldn't walk and it was a placebo surgery. And yet they get up off the table and they're able to walk thinking they had surgery.
Yeah.
So just imagine what you could do with energy healing if
Mhm.
you're open to it. And so those are the things that I offer.
Wow. All right. So, I mean, is there any focus on specific areas that you want to get into? I know meditation and yoga is one of those that are big for you, right?
I do love sharing meditation, and I do share some yoga practices. Yoga, in terms of not moving your body in certain positions, that's not yoga. Yoga means union within yourself. And you can find that union within yourself in many different ways, such as with breathing techniques and or just sitting still. And a lot of people have trouble with just that. Just sitting still and being still. We feel nowadays that we just need to be active and run around. Otherwise, we're not doing
We're
anything.
not productive. I feel
Exactly.
unproductive. Yeah. But
Exactly. But
we
there's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
That's when the body actually starts the healing process, is when you can be still. And there's so much mind chattering. We gotta calm that mind down. So it all has to work in synchronicity. And that's, meditation, yoga, and breathing techniques and chanting and affirmations and journaling. Those are all of the things that will come together for you as I teach you these different practices. And trust me, nothing is boring. I will make it fun and active.
I'm sure you will, my goodness. And you mentioned something in notes about something called CAM, CAM. What is that?
Oh, yes. So it's complementary alternative healing. And complementary alternative healing is the practice of using Ayurveda, homeopathy, naturopathy, all these different alternative methods. It's not taking medicine. In recent years, the practice of yoga and meditation has become mainstream, and you won't believe it, but over 35.2 million people are looking for alternative ways to
Wow.
heal the most common health concerns. And according to the Center of Complementary and Integrative Health, it shows that these different forms of healing are effective, of course, in conjunction with their conventional medicine, or if somebody's new and just wants to try something new, or if they just want to mix things up, and it's perfectly fine. For me, through my experience, I tried and tried and tried to get better with conventional medicine. However, I was so happy that I was open to anything that fell into my lap, because seriously, if it hadn't, I don't know how long my healing would have actually taken, you
Yeah.
know? And right now, the pharmaceutical industry is making $963 billion a year. And we just keep feeding this because we're programmed this way. And how many commercials do you see? Every other
It's
commercial
all the
is
2 minute side
drugs.
effects underneath the screen, reading blah, 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 cause diabetes,
Exactly.
headache, cause
Exactly.
cause. I'm like, wait, what? Like, why am I going to put that in my body if it's going to harm me? But yeah,
That list is longer
that
than the
the
list of
benefit.
what it can actually do. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. And my daughter, she's 13 years old, and
How
ever since she was young, yeah, she's 13, and ever since she was young, like 8 years old, she's like, "Mom, I'm watching this, but the list is so long. Why would somebody want to take this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I used to sell it."
So smart. They're so smart. And by the way, I got to point out, you're known as the body whisperer, right? That's one of your nicknames.
Yes.
Okay, good. So tell us about that. You're also a mind and transformational expert as well. You're a speaker, well-known global speaker, and there's so much with you. So tell us a little bit more about you, if you don't mind. And I know you left that pharmaceutical industry, and here you are, and connecting people in so many amazing ways.
So I mentioned to you that I did work in pharmaceuticals, but what I realized through my healing is that there was a deeper root cause for diseases. It wasn't just physical symptoms that showed up on the surface, and it's the same for every human body. These physical symptoms have something that they're telling us. And so, through my training and certifications to become a medical intuitive, a mind and transformation expert, I use my knowledge of Eastern and Western medicine so that I can help people get their lives back on track. And because what I find is that true healing really occurs on so many levels. It's not just the physical level, it
Mhm.
is on the mental, the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual level. And in order to heal and come to me for a healing, you don't have to be on a spiritual path. You don't have to be a spiritual at all. You just have to be you. And I didn't always have this ability to talk to the body. A lot of energy healers do. You'll hear their stories and they're like, yeah, when I was little, I felt I was different.
Yeah.
But for me, I learned that I had these innate abilities, and everybody does. It's just that if we tap into them, we'll find them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have this ability to talk to the body. And the first time this happened to me was when I was with this lady. This lady's on the table and she's in person. This was when I was doing
Okay.
in-person healings. And the body told me that she had yeast overgrowth in her body that was causing these horrible symptoms of gas and bloating and just uneasiness.
Yeah.
And I asked her, and if this is true, do you have yeast overgrowth? And she said, well, I was diagnosed with it in the past. So she goes and gets it checked out with the doctors. And 2 weeks later, she tells me, hey, Deepal, you're right. That's exactly what's going on in my body. And there's so many
Wow.
more stories like this since I've been working with people all over the world. And, I'll tell you, within the last 4 to 5 years, my business has exploded to a greater audience because people are, like I said, looking for alternative healing modalities
Yeah.
and methods. And so I continue doing speaking on telesummits, TV shows, podcast. I write articles so that more and more people can become aware and open to the idea.
Great. Now, where did you grow up? Was it New Jersey? Tell us about your
Yes.
upbringing. Yeah, so close by New York. Where in New Jersey specifically?
I grew up in Jersey City.
Okay, cool. Wow.
I loved it. It was the first 14 years of my life that I was there, and my parents had, they worked very hard. My dad was hardly ever home, and my mom was also working, and so I would be 10 years old here cooking full meals, and we look at our kids right now, and I'm like, don't go to the stove.
I know.
But I grew up in New Jersey. It was amazing. Did elementary school there, and then high school we moved to Kentucky. What a culture shock.
Wow. Yeah.
And then from Kentucky afterwards, we got my husband and I met when I was 20 years old, and we got married. And I actually went to India and met him. And 2 days later, after I met him, I was like, sure, I'll marry him. I didn't even know this guy.
Wow. And how many years later are we?
25. We just celebrated 25 years.
That's wonderful. Congratulations on that achievement. My goodness. So again, your parents inspired you as well, right? You mentioned your mom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they worked very hard. My parents worked very hard. But one thing that they did teach me was that, yeah, you work hard, but you also work smart. Because after my dad, after working so hard in New Jersey, he finally left and found his purpose. And he started working in the hotel industry, and he was the manager. So then he ended up building his own corporation. And I saw that. I saw how ambitious my parents were. They were always so motivated. Even now, my dad is 67 and retired. And he inspires me so much because he decided to go back to school and learn HVAC. And I'm like, Dad.
What? But that's what he wants to do.
He's like, I love it. I love it.
That's great. And your husband, what does he say to you all the time about you?
He says, you know what, my husband has always been very supportive, and he is supportive.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always told me, Deepal, you're amazing. What you've done for yourself, you've always believed in yourself. And he's like, you inspire me because you're the only one that I know that lives with purpose. Aww. And you're happy. Mondays make you happy. I don't know anybody who thinks that Monday is the greatest day, And so he's like, you live in your joy and you live with purpose. And that's so important.
And that's what you want to teach all of us to start doing as well.
It is. Because what is life, right? We live so much in our minds that we have forgotten how to live life. Mm-hmm. And everybody, Jill, is looking for happiness.
We are.
We're like, I want to be happy. I want to be free. I want to be stress-free. But we're so scared to tap into that, right? We're so scared because we don't know what it looks like.
It's the fear
what
of the
if I-
unknown. Yeah.
Yeah. But what if I could show you what that looks like,
Mhm.
right? What if I could help you get there? And
Mhm.
I will. So just visit anandaforlife.com and I will share with you all of those secrets.
Fantastic. Well, we just have 2 minutes left here on the show. So what else did you want to get in before we have to go? I just want to make sure we're covering everything that's important to you.
Yeah, definitely. So I just want to make sure that people know how to reach me. And one of the ways is through Facebook. I am on Facebook as Dipal Shah. I also have Instagram. It's Spirit Awakenings. And you can also reach me at anandaforlife.com. You can go to the Contact Us page, and whatever questions you may have, you can definitely go ahead and email me. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. I try to get back to people within 24 hours. If you want to listen to my podcast,
Yes.
that's also called Wellness with Dipal. And every week I have a new episode on Wellness with Dipal podcast. You can catch it on my website or Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, all of those wonderful outlets.
Yeah.
Yep. And so there is also a YouTube channel if you'd rather watch a video. So I do have a Dipal Shah YouTube channel.
Great. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, getting to know you even further. And I hope our viewers here, listeners, reach out. I mean, you're an amazing person, your energy, your soul, your spirit, your husband's one lucky guy. And your daughter. Is it just the one daughter you have?
I have two. I have an almost 18-year-old,
Okay.
13-year-old.
Well, they're very lucky children.
Oh,
And
thank
I want to
you.
thank you for today. So Ananda, the number 4, life.com. All right. You have a great day. Dipal
you.
Shah, thank you so much. And I hope our listeners and viewers reach out. In the meantime, thank you for the conversation. We look forward to having our next one very shortly.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.